Hello, Candice Abrahams.
Hi, Rowena. Thank you so much for having me.
It's wonderful to have a real queen on Time to Sparkle with Rowena Brykin.
I am truly honored. I've been watching you, and I just want to say thank you for what you're doing for women out there, for mothers. You are a shining light. You are an inspiration. And I wish you blessings in abundance on this journey. I'm honored to be here. When I got the message, I was like, yes, it's time to speak up, to speak about ordinary things as a mother and challenges we go through. So this is incredible, and I wish you all the luck, blessings, prosperity on this journey. And thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you so much. That means so much to me. I really love what I do. I enjoy it. And for you, to partner with me and all the women that have agreed to partner with me as well, it's just an honor, a true honor. So
You are alive.
Oh, thank you. I just want to congratulate you. I need to take this opportunity to say congratulations on becoming Mrs. South Africa, and then the first South African to become Mrs. World, also the first woman of color to become Mrs. World. Congratulations.
Thank you, Rowena. Sometimes when people, I have goosebumps. I have a tight chest because it's something so surreal. It's a feeling that I will truly never get over. It fills my heart with so much gratitude to have this title, and I'm honored. I'm honored, really.
I know it's been 4 years since you were crowned the 2016 Mrs. World, but I wonder, do you have any of the memorabilia from that special time?
So the beauty part of the Mrs. World title is that we get to keep our crown and our sash. And my sash is, if I tell you, it has not been washed since 2016, 2017. And I actually did that on purpose. I'm quite pedantic and I'm quite a neat freak. But when I look at the sash, it shows me that I was in it. I was out there doing the work, doing what needs to be done. And it was filled with hugs and makeup from people and the love to the kids at school. So here we go. This very, very, you could see, very dirty sash. But yeah, that is it. Still gives me goosebumps. Still gives me goosebumps. I have my crown kept in a beautiful box that was given to me by the Mrs. World organization. But yeah, the beauty part of this crown is that each woman every year get to keep their own crown. So it's not a crown that is, on rotation. So yeah, pride possession right there.
Absolutely beautiful. And I think it's so wonderful that you still have it. And it's so beautiful that you could show it to your daughter and it could be a part of your memories forever.
Yeah. Well, in fact, I took it out the box now and she put it on and she was like, wow. And for me, that was a moment.
And I think that means so much for the Mrs. World pageant because you're a mother, you're a wife, you're a businesswoman, you're doing so much. And for your daughter to be able to witness you doing it all, being a mama unicorn is just incredible. So well done to you.
Oh, thanks, Rowena. The difference with being the Miss and the Mrs. pageant is that we have a huge responsibility. We are role models to other married women, to young girls out there, to never give up. And if you've looked at my previous interviews, the one thing I've always said is never give up on your dream. Even as a mother, even as a doctor, even as a businesswoman, even as a stay-at-home mother, don't ever give up on your dream. Don't ever let yourself go. It's okay to fall off the wagon in life. But if you feel that you've set yourself up on a goal, go back to that goal. It's okay to fall off. Dust yourself up, pick yourself up, and try again, start again. And for me, I actually did the Mrs. South Africa, I call it a movement. In fact, we call it a movement, not so much a pageant, because it's sort of a platform where businesswomen come, you interact, you network, you learn so much. And I did this to show my kids that they should never give up. They should never give up. No matter how old you are, don't lose sight on your dreams and your aspirations.
And I think it's wonderful that you put yourself in the position to be part of such a movement. Many women would be shy to even try, but you are so beautiful, and why not use this platform for that very thing? So I wonder if you could
Exactly.
back to the moment right before they announced you as Mrs. South Africa. What were you feeling? What on earth was running through your mind?
Okay, so Rowena, the crazy thing is that so Mrs. South Africa is a process. It's almost a 9 to 10 month journey. And the reason why they do this is that you learn so much. We go through extensive workshops. They get in professionals from all different sort of careers. And we're always learning stuff as we go along month by month. So it was really a growth experience for me as a married woman. Also, the challenges with hubby, taking over with the kids and having to chip in here and there because mum is taking time away. So it was quite an experience for me. I had no idea that I was one of the girls, and I'm getting raw and I'm getting real here. I had no idea that I was one of the front runners. For me, my strategy with whatever I do in life has always been just give your best, just do your best, and focus on your journey. And the week or the day before, I sort of heard the other ladies saying, "Oh, we know it's Candice, we know it's Candice." And it hurt me because I didn't see myself as a winner or winning. I just knew that I'd won because I achieved so much in the 10 months, so much self-growth.
Wow.
So when Bonang called my name, as much as my heart was so happy and my family was in the crowd, I remember my mom took a video, which I still have. And you can see when they announced my name, her camera was shaking. I could hear the tears, in her voice. My family was there to support me and they were all screaming. But for a split second, I had this sort of huge weight on my shoulders. And if you go back and you look at the video, as much as I was happy, I felt sad for the other woman. I felt that I'm that girl, like I'm happy for myself, but I felt sad because everyone put in and gave it their all and they did so much. And as much as I wanted to celebrate, to be honest with you, I felt sad. I really felt sad. And if there's one thing I've learned is I dulled my sparkle. It took me about 3 weeks to accept that I'd won and I need to embrace this. It was difficult, but when I did, and I can tell you, don't ever dull your sparkle. Embrace, and I think your slogan is "It's time to sparkle." Am I correct?
That's right.
Don't ever dull your sparkle, because a crucial moment in my life where I needed to celebrate this, man, it hit me. It hit me deep, and I didn't accept it. And I didn't, shine through and be that sparkle on stage when they called my name. So as much as it was a huge achievement at the time, I have to be honest, it was a little bit sad.
I'm sorry that you did experience that, but I'm so glad that you recognize what was happening to you in that moment. Candice, every guest that I've had on the show has said to me, I want to speak, but I don't really want to come across as I'm a big show off. But this is why I've created this platform. It's time for us to sparkle. And we don't respect the value of the light that shines from our success. And if people are going to internalize that in a negative way, that's coming from their own insecurities. But there is definitely someone out there that is going to appreciate that. And I'm so glad that you finally stepped in and stepped up and shone. So fast forward, you get on the plane, you head off to China, you enter the Mrs. World pageant. Did you even have it on your mind when you entered Mrs. South Africa that you could possibly be the Mrs. World? And what do you think was the thing that actually made you stand out from all those women from around the world, the most beautiful?
Rowena, do you have time? Okay, so being honest again, I didn't even think I was going to win Mrs. South Africa. So when I had won and I was still taking in this win, the CEO of Mrs. South Africa said to me, we need to prep and plan for Mrs. World. You need to get your visa for China. And I was just like, hold up. What? I have to travel alone. I have to do things, and as a mother that's always with my kids, that was one of my challenges, because I needed to break free from those shackles that I put on myself, that I can't do everything alone. I always had my husband by me. I always had my mother by me. So the independence that I had gained, traveling alone, was a big win for me. Getting lost in your own thoughts. So the traveling was amazing. If I had to tell you, I missed the ferry with the other girls. It was late at night. There was so much drama of me at Mrs. World, just getting there. There were so many blockages, and I always believe that when we see signs and so much negativity, we need to push past that. We need to not see it as a stumbling block or a challenge. We need to break through, because at one stage I wanted to give up. I was like, I don't have my husband, I don't have my mother, I don't have my family. To be honest with you, I was the only girl with one suitcase. I didn't have my makeup artist. I didn't have a stylist. It was me against the world, literally.
Really? Right.
And Rowena, I did it. And for me, what got me through the experience was yet again showing the young girl in South Africa, don't give up. The Wentworth girl, I grew up in Wentworth and Bluff. I needed to show them that there's more to life. That anything you, and as cliched as it sounds, anything you set your mind to do, it will happen in due time. It will happen when it's supposed to be. My journey started with Miss South Africa, and I'm sorry to go off track, but I was a finalist when I was 17 years old as Miss South Africa, and I made it to the top 16. And I always knew that I would go back to trying again to be Miss South Africa, because I saw the platform it gives you and the opportunities it gives you as a young woman. But I didn't, because God had other plans for me. And he knew that your time is when you're married and you have kids, and not to give up. That was my lesson, to break free from everything that was put out and set out to stop me. So when I stood on stage and they announced South Africa, that's what hit me. That went through my head, is I'm doing this for the colored girl that doesn't have opportunities, the brown girl. I mean, we're not celebrated enough. I have challenges today because of my skin color. It's sad, but I still keep pushing through. I still don't give up. So when I was on stage and they called out South Africa, man, I knew that this is for some girl sitting out there. If I can just inspire one girl or one married woman to never give up on her dreams, my job is done.
And that you have done. Let me tell you, I myself am from a small town. I'm from Newlands East, and I lived in Wentworth for some time in my life. And let me tell you, when we found out that you were the new Mrs. World, it was as though our sister My personal blood sister had won that time.
Right?
We were absolutely ecstatic and so proud, you know. And yes, if there ever was one girl that was proud, that was me right here. But let me tell you,
Bless you.
we're so grateful for what you've done for us. You know, the confidence that we walk around knowing that we can do it, we have done it. You know,
Yes.
a small town in South Africa did it. And so thank you very much for doing that. Congratulations. You sparkle so brightly and you sparkle from the inside out.
Oh, Rowena, you're too kind.
So tell me, what were the welcome celebrations like when you returned at the airport?
Oh, my word. Firstly, always me, something is happening. There's always drama. And as I said, something is always put out to stop me. My bags, they were lost. They couldn't find them. And I stood there for an hour trying to solve it. Little did I know what was happening behind the scenes. There were drummers, the media, my family were there from like 5 in the morning. It was just the most beautiful thing. It was so memorable. The drums I could feel in my chest. And to see my kids, I hadn't seen them for 3 weeks because I was in China for that time. And seeing the look and the proud, you know, you could see that proud feeling coming through their hearts, man. It was, even my husband, it was a moment, you know, I could see it. And my father and my mother were there. And man, for me, it was just, I can't even explain.
Yes, it was definitely a very exciting time. And I just want to take this opportunity to mention your husband, you know, the DJ man. You have a
He's from Newlands as well.
Oh, awesome. That's so cool. Ismail Abrahams, he is a radio personality on Metro FM, but he has an incredible career from Radio 2000, Gagazi FM, you know, P4 Radio, and the Hub Radio, Mr. Price. Like, he's done it all. And now he is on Metro FM, and he's doing a fantastic job there. And he is,
thank you.
you know, the king of R&B and soul, and he is a very romantic man, and you know he loves you so,
Yes.
so dearly, and he's honestly so proud of you. What that must be for a man to stand, you know, in his own and support his wife to do such an amazing thing. You are so blessed. You've chosen well.
Thank you, Rowena. To be open again. The one thing that Ismail, after I won, he said to me that you've always stood by me in my career. And I mean, I left, it's a crazy story I need to share. I know I'm going off topic, but your previous guest, Carmen, Dr. Carmen, her mother did my wedding flowers. And very, very quickly, I want to share, Mrs. James. Man, what an awesome family. Ismail said to me, we're getting married in 4 days. I was in a job. I was in a permanent position. My daughter was 2 years old. And he said, we're getting married and we're moving to Johannesburg. I've got a job. He was at Radio 2000. And in 4 days, I panicked. I knew I needed to put a wedding together. I needed to do something because I knew that once we do it, it's done. There's no second wedding. You know, I'll have to remember that for the rest of my life. So I remember bumping into Mrs. James at the Pick and Pay, and she said, and I told her my dilemma, and she says, well, I'm a florist, you know, I do flowers. Let me see what I can do. And I told her my wedding flowers, and she says, you know what? They're not open, they haven't bloomed, but I'll put them out all night. I'll put them under the light, and they'll open up for you, and they'll be ready in 3 days. Don't worry about it. And she did my flowers, and I promise you, it all came together. Mrs. James was also my accounting teacher when I was in high school. So, you know, it really, I felt like it all came full circle, and it was just all meant to be at the time. So Ismail, going back to the story, he said to me, you know, Candice, you moved your life. You left your family. I'm close to my parents, my brother, my sister. And he said, you left everything, and I uplifted you in 4 days to move with me. And now it's time for me to stand and be your wings and let you fly. So I'll take care of the kids. I'll do what needs to be done. And he's been doing it. He's been doing it. So
Incredible. I propose that he writes a book, Being the King to the Queen of the World.
Mr. World.
Incredible. And he is just amazing, amazing. And I just, I'm so grateful for all the things that you have done since you have become Mrs. World. You have opened the most incredible foundation, the Candice Abrahams Foundation. And I wonder what impact, did the title have on you starting this incredible adventure?
So it's a story I always share. I always knew that giving back was something that was within my heart. It always just felt good for me. And I think I was about 10 years old where I had my first experience with a close friend of mine. I don't know if my mom's going to watch this, but my mom would always pack me the same lunch. As a mom, you get tired and uncreative. And I remember the feeling of we had something called govies. So it was bread or soup. They would alternate between bread or soup. But let me tell you, I loved govies. I loved helping the teachers cut the bread. And I loved the soup. The soup was divine. But anyway, in this moment, my close friend, she wasn't as fortunate to come to school with lunch every day. So she would stand in the line. And I remember saying to her, you know what? You take my lunch and I'll stand in line for you because I need that soup. And it was at that moment where I shared my lunch with her, that feeling that I felt. My heart was so happy seeing the look on her face to have this lunch. And for me, that was like that shining light within me, knowing that it felt so good to make somebody else's day. And when I watched the Miss South Africas and the pageant ladies, back then we didn't have much to see on TV, but you'd follow in magazines and you'd follow their journeys. I would see that they would give back and they had sponsors and platforms to do this amazing work. And for me, that was an example. And I looked up to that and I knew that this is what I wanted to do one day. Before the pageant, hubby and I did our own charity work. And when I read up about the Mrs. South Africa movement and what it does for married women, I thought this is a perfect opportunity for me to get out there and do the work. And during this process, hubby said to me, you know what, I think it's time that this is what you love. This is what you want to do. I'll stand behind you. Open your foundation. And it's been such an amazing journey because for me, it wasn't just about doing it during the pageant and being the typical pageant girl that puts on the sash and takes pictures and, it's all, let's just say, posed. For me, it felt right. It felt good. And knowing that I have the voice where I can easily get sponsors because I have the platform and the networks. Amazing. So that's how my foundation was started. I knew that there's a reason why I've been put on earth with this purpose and this blessing and this opportunity to help others, and especially more so abused women and children. So I would go to shelters and I would connect with these women and I formed a bond with them. So much so I'm still involved. And, due to COVID, it's been a bit tricky, but we're planning on doing stuff online. But for me, it was important to be a part of their family, to show them that I'm there for them. I'm their sister. I'm there to help them. And we also teamed up with a few young girls at a home where we got a sponsor in. A close friend of mine runs a makeup company called Ever Beauty. Funny story is she also modeled with me back in Durban. And she started her own makeup company. And she said to me, Candice, whenever you need sponsorship, let's do it. Let's make it happen. And she's been helping me. We got the girls in. We put them on makeup courses. For me, it's more about teaching them sustainability, to make them have their own business. So to teach them how to be a makeup artist. So we had sponsored makeup packs for them. We go in every now and then, teach them new skills. And, you know, who knows where to lead them, but they have something to fall back on. Even the abused women in the shelters, it's a side income that they can look forward to. So we groom them, we teach them, and we also just take in psychologists to sort of help them get back into society, to look in the mirror and to show them their value and their worth. So this is what we're currently doing. We take in psychologists or any women that, you know, offer themselves as volunteers to go in and assist and help. Just being there for them. These women are left so battered and to see them so broken. I mean, so many have tried to commit suicide over the years. For me, that's important, to teach them to be beautiful first within, to regain that confidence. Then we give them outfits, then we tutor them, and it's just a holistic package that the foundation does. So we open to lots more, but for now, my focus is on working with abused women and children.
And I think the timing couldn't be better with everything that's going on with gender-based violence in South Africa. What you're doing is so needed. And we want to partner with you. You know, Time to Sparkle is all about teaching women and giving us opportunities to network and use the resources that God has given us to actually empower others and, you know, give them dignity and not just a handout. So I'm very proud of what you're doing. And please tell us how we can support you.
Definitely. I will share you easily. You can find me on Instagram, but I will give you details. You can put in your link under my email address. Alternatively, they can go to Candice Abrahams Foundation. That is on Instagram. They can send me a DM. My email is also linked to the Instagram page. So yes, if they want to volunteer in whichever way, even their services. I mean, if there's a psychologist out there, we can even do Zoom calls to the woman. You know, we got to make it happen. We got to keep. It's called pivoting, moving with the times. So yeah, no excuses. Let's help. Let's help.
I love that. Thank you so much. We will definitely be in touch, and I will definitely be sharing your details with the group.
Please do, Rowena.
You know, you have been in the modeling industry for many years. You started at the age of 5, if I'm not mistaken, and you have had a lot of success in the industry. So I wonder if you can share with us some of the most memorable moments of being a young model and then growing up in the industry.
Oh my word. It's a crazy, funny story. And I want to share with the mums out there that if you see your child struggling a bit in something that they choose, push them, guide them. Don't give up on them. You know, I was a child that always made excuses. My mom pushed me in modeling because I was shy and I wasn't assertive, and I just wanted to play, and she knew that, you know, there's so much that comes with modeling, and I'll get to that, but she pushed me, and I would make excuses every Saturday. I had migraines, I had a sore leg, a sore knee, you name it. But if I tell you, my mom didn't give up on me. She pushed me. And by the time I was about 10 years old, I was on my first cover. Back then we had Sales House. And if I tell you, when I started earning money and meeting people from all walks of life and interacting with amazing people, it was then at that point, at about 10 years old, I realized that this is something that is crucial. You know, what my mom has done for me. has been so amazing because I was learning how to save money. I knew that back then we had checks. So this check would come in and we'd do this and we'd save this and I'd pay here. And my mom and dad, I mean, I come from humble beginnings. And listen, there were months where, or weeks where my mom couldn't pay those bills and she didn't tell me the sacrifices she made. And only now as an adult, we have these conversations. And there were so many times she couldn't pay those modeling bills. But she pushed and we pursued. And these are the lessons I slowly learned. But for me, the most important thing was getting introduced as a colored girl. I was most of the time the only colored girl around. And I was introduced to different cultures and you know, seeing how people went on, and it was just, it's something else, and it molded me and shaped me into the woman I am today. So moms out there, don't give up on your kids. Push them, guide them, help them, and it's modeling is a tricky career because yes, it does have lows, but for me, there was so much more that came out of it. It taught me self-confidence. It taught me how to stand up and network. I mean, before that, in school orals, I would sweat under my arms. I would make any excuse to the teacher. I would even want to get 0. But it pushed me to stand up and present myself and to have that confidence. It also opened my mind to speak to adults and to have conversations. I mean, I would have conversations with my teachers often because I was bullied in school. I would prefer sitting with the teacher and interacting with teachers. So I would learn to have these open adult communication conversations with adults. So there's so much that I gained from that.
Incredible, incredible. Yeah, I also have such fond memories. I myself was a child model, and I can relate to stories of, you know, the fact that the money that came from it really was so helpful.
Yes.
We also had humble
Yes.
beginnings, and modeling really paid for my primary school years, you know, and I,
Right.
you know, went on to do a bit of training for ramp modeling for young girls at Ice Models as well. And that was such a fun time.
No way. Ice models. Look at you.
I mean, that was years ago, you know, and now I'm a mother of 4. So, you know, changed. And so that's why I can just live vicariously through your success. And I just really can connect and understand the challenges behind the scenes, because everybody sees the glitz and glamour, but nobody understands that it's a lot that goes on, and you really need to stand your ground and really, you know, walk your path and shine in the industry.
And also learn to shake things off and not get easily taken back by people. That's one thing I've learned, is that we are not all perfect. We all have our flaws. And growing up as a child that's self-conscious, you know, everything anybody says to you, you know, you're not aware, you're not conscious, you're just living unconsciously. So modeling also taught me that, to be self-aware and to be conscious in what's happening, you know. So yeah, it has its perks.
It's so good for mothers to understand that they need to support their little girls in the industry, because at a certain age it can swallow you, and it depends on which in which country you're in. You know, there are the pageant moms that you see in America, but in South Africa it's a little bit different. It's really an opportunity.
Yeah.
So I think you need to be able to assess where you are and just really be that manager for your child and stand up, follow, you know, your gut and understand your goals, and just keep sight of that, you know, as a mom.
Definitely. And to add to that, Rowena, I also feel like you as a mom need to constantly teach your child to have integrity, because we live in crazy times. So for me, I was constantly taught to be conscious, and I would sit back and say, is this right for me? is the strong and make those decisions, because your parents or your caregivers are not always around to help you. So teach your children respect and integrity. Nowadays, we don't see it as often, sadly, but we need to constantly be a reminder and be a role model to other kids. Not everyone has the blessing of growing up with a mother and father, but choose to be a mentor. Choose to take somebody on and mentor them. You can see they're sliding off of it. Bring them back, teach them that respect and that self-dignity.
Incredible. Your daughter is so blessed to have a mom like you to look up to. I wonder if you can tell us what's next for Candice Abrahams.
Funny enough, I speak of mentorship. It was a moment that was born in COVID, because I always knew that as a modeling teacher, also at ICE back in my time, it always felt good teaching someone a new skill or teaching someone to feel better for themselves. So for me, seeing somebody walk in that was, hunched or unconfident, or didn't even make eye contact. And when I saw that turnaround and that development in the young girls, yet again, it made me feel good. It evoked those emotions. And so it's something that I've been playing with since I was probably about 18 years old. I knew that I wanted to open my own grooming school. I've always mentioned it, but the time has never been right.
I can't believe.
So for now, I will be mentoring online, doing it virtual. But the moment we are open and life goes back to normal, that's something I'm definitely going to do and walk in my destiny and my journey, because it just feels right. It just feels so right. So ladies, let me tell you, if you need any mentoring, you can get me on Candice_Abrams on my Instagram. Even just, Rowena, women in corporate, they battle to stand, or someone's getting married and they battle to pose, or you'd be surprised when I'm at events. There's so many women that come up to me and say, please just teach us how to pose or teach us how to stand. And we have that girly fun, and these are women in high authoritative positions in life, But to see that something so simple as learning how to just stand and pose, that for me makes me happy. So I've started, and I'll be a personal coach, and ladies can get hold of me via my socials.
Amazing. Fantastic. I'm so excited for your journey. I know that it's going to be incredible. And I look forward to seeing all the success from all the women. Candice,
Thank you, Rowena.
I could get a sneak preview and ask you to share 2 beauty tips for us busy moms to just zhuzh up and be ready to sparkle.
Oh my word, beauty tips. Let's see. There's so much. But can I tell you that I'll share one. Coconut oil has been my saving grace. I do a scrub with coconut oil, a sugar and coconut oil scrub. I can share the details for you. But just in my hair, on my face, just a little bit of self-love. Coconut oil has been my saving grace. It even grows your eyebrows and your eyelashes.
Yes, I'm on board with
So
you.
ladies, drink water and have your coconut oil. That's the best advice I can give you. And take your magnesium.
Magnesium. Oh, goodness, that just kills the stress straight away.
It's for all the aching bones.
Amazing. Amazing.
When we get over 30, Rowena, we've got to take all the vitamins. In fact, start young as a young girl, but we've got to get all the vitamins.
Get them in there. Get them in there. You are beautiful. You are timeless.
So are you.
Gorgeous. And before I go, I just want to celebrate you. On this show, we celebrate women. And so, I celebrate you.
Oh, yay! I love it.
Candice Abrahams, you sparkle. You are the queen of the world. We are so proud of everything you are doing to encourage women. You are beautiful from the inside out. I would like for you to shine on as brightly as you can. I look forward to hearing so much more from you.
Oh my gosh.
Bless you. I bless your family,
Thank you.
your husband,
Thank you.
and you prosper in everything you do.
God bless. Thank you so much, Rowena. You take care, and I wish you all the love and abundance right back at you.
Thank you.
And everyone that's watching.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.